What if I told you that the most powerful military in human history was brought to its knees by one man, using a $200 laptop from his girlfriend's aunt's house? No secret agents, no explosions, no mission impossible gadgets, just a self-taught tech nerd, quietly slipping through the firewalls of NASA, the Navy, the Army, even the Pentagon. Over 90 U.S. military computers breached, $700,000 in damages, national security in chaos, all triggered by a conspiracy theory and a man searching for proof of extraterrestrial life. This is not a story from Hollywood. This actually happened. Meet Gary McKinnon, a 36-year-old unemployed systems administrator from North London. No military training, no high-level clearance, just a second-hand Dell laptop, a dial-up modem, and a dangerous obsession with the truth. By day, he lived an ordinary life, but at night, Gary transformed into something else. A digital ghost, slipping undetected into the belly of the world's most secure systems: NASA, the U.S. Army, the Department of Defense. One by one, they fell. His weapon? A $200 laptop and a library of free hacking tools. It was shockingly easy. No firewalls, no passwords, no monitoring. But what he found inside would spark one of the most controversial cyber manhunts in history. Midnight in London. Somewhere in a quiet apartment, Gary McKinnon presses enter and finds himself inside a U.S. Army server. No login, no firewall, just access. He couldn't believe it. The Pentagon, running on default settings. Over 90 U.S. military computers, left wide open like forgotten doors. Gary used a basic scanning tool, free on the internet, to find open ports, thousands of them. He tunneled into systems at the U.S. Navy, NASA, and even the Pentagon's network. He was no brute force hacker, no malware, no destruction. Just silent observation and the occasional message left behind. Your security is crap. For nearly 2 years, he roamed through American defense networks, reading confidential memos, accessing emails, pulling images from NASA's servers. He claims to have found something extraordinary: spreadsheets listing non-terrestrial officers, logs of fleet-to-fleet transfers, dozens of high-resolution satellite photos that showed spacecraft, not made on Earth. But before he could download them all, someone noticed. At first, it looked like a system glitch. A few slowdowns, odd file deletions. But soon they realized this wasn't a bug. Someone was inside. The U.S. Department of Defense was in full-blown crisis mode. Who had done this? A foreign agent? A cyber terrorist? They launched a counterintelligence operation instantly and traced the breach to a 36-year-old man in a North London suburb. At that point, Gary had no idea the world's most powerful military was watching him, but they were, and they were furious. Gary had allegedly deleted critical files, crashed over 2,000 military computers, and temporarily paralyzed the U.S. Army's entire network at Fort Myer, Virginia. Estimated damages? Over $700,000. The biggest military computer hack of all time. The Pentagon wanted blood. They invoked the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act and demanded Gary's extradition to the United States. Maximum penalty: 70 years in federal prison. In March 2002, British police knocked on Gary's door. His laptop was confiscated, his world dismantled. He'd just committed the digital equivalent of breaking into Area 51, and the U.S. was not going to let it slide. The arrest was just the beginning. What followed was a legal battle that would drag on for over a decade. The United States filed for Gary's extradition under a treaty rarely tested before. They wanted to try him in Virginia, where sentences were harsh and judges had little sympathy for cybercrimes. Gary's defense: he wasn't a terrorist, he wasn't a saboteur. He was a man with Asperger's syndrome, chasing a truth he believed was being hidden from the world. I wasn't trying to cause damage. I was looking for suppressed technology, free energy, evidence of UFOs. Doctors warned that extradition would be a death sentence. Gary suffered from severe depression. If sent to the U.S., they said, he might not survive the process. let alone 70 years behind bars. Public support swelled. Everyone from human rights organizations to rock stars rallied behind him. Gary became a symbol, not just of overreach by the U.S. government, but of how broken cybersecurity laws had become in a world that barely understood the internet. In 2012, 10 years after his arrest, the UK made its final decision. Theresa May blocked the extradition, citing serious risks to Gary's health. He would not be sent to the U.S. He would not stand trial. The charges would hang over him, but he would remain a free man. It was one of the most controversial legal standoffs in cybercrime history, a decade-long chess match between two allied nations, over a man with a dial-up modem and a $200 laptop. Gary McKinnon never served a day in U.S. prison, but his life was changed forever. Decades later, he still lives in the shadows of firewalls he once passed through with ease. The U.S. government never got its trial, but Gary's actions sparked one of the largest cybersecurity overhauls in American history. Firewalls, encryption standards, surveillance protocols, all re-examined because a single man revealed the truth. Even the most powerful system were never truly secure. And it wasn't just the Pentagon. Today, entire nations are still vulnerable. The age of cyber warfare is not coming. It's here. To some, Gary McKinnon is a criminal. To others, a whistleblower, or even a modern folk hero. He never found the ultimate truth he was chasing. No flying saucer, no alien confession, just fragments, hints, possibilities. They're hiding something. I still believe that, but I didn't do it to hurt anyone. In a world where data is power and code is a weapon, one man with a $200 laptop asked the question no one was ready to answer. What if the real threat was the illusion of control? The truth is out there, and someone's still looking for it. If this story left you questioning everything, you're not alone. But it's just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. Want to see how another part of the world, an American territory, is being held back in silence? Watch our next deep dive. What's holding back Puerto Rico's progress? The answers will surprise you. And if stories like this matter to you, subscribe, like, and share, because the truth needs witnesses.